So I guess you can't see it because the camera is not squared off against the canvas thoroughly, because I need room to paint in here. But I had considered putting another boulder in here somewhere, and that would help to the person to be able to look into the distance a little bit, you know, lead your eye in a bit. But I decided against it because I've already incurred into the painting so much with my main subject. You know, this bedrock here is going to end to the right hand side of the center, and if I were to add something in here, I think it would take away from the strength of this, what I have here. I don't want competition. I don't want high interest, low interest, and then suddenly higher interest here. Had this been all shifted over to the left, I would bring a boulder in here, or a bedrock mass maybe, but then the focus of the painting would be more into the distance. This isn't about the distance. This is really about this. So we'll leave that out. What I did decide to do is lay a couple of rocks in here closer, because that way our shoreline is closer, steps up. This shore is a little further away, so it steps up, and I think I'm going to be happy with that. So we'll just let's lay these lines in. And I think we're good to go. Then I'll probably just fill in the trees, you know, and I don't know, when I paint those trees, I really don't know that I'm even going to want to illustrate very clearly trunks. There will be some light and shadow amongst them. I may put the odd trunk in. I may even build or have a large old stump closer to shore, you know, or a hunk of driftwood or something to maintain the interest. But it'll have to be subdued, and I'm not sure it's worth it because this is a fairly small band. But I like the idea of having this. Of course, you see on top that it's closer than this is, but I like along the bottom line for it to appear a little more so too. If you're going to have a band of land like this across your painting, unless it's a small study, I think it's generally an asset to the painting if you at least have, you know, if you have one side of that band of land closer and the other side further away, or vice versa, you know, or two sides closer framing a more distant view. But you need a little bit of perspective when you get onto a painting of this size. Not that this is a big painting, it's not, but it's also not a small painting. So let me just get this line in here. I don't want that line to be razor straight. Not now and not later. It's straight enough, you know, we're in calm water. Again, we're in kind of a back eddy-ish, not a back eddy, but more of an area that's more sheltered from the wind. I don't want strong waves here. I would like the waves to be on the other side of that ridge maybe, or way off to the left, you know. In here, we're just going to keep it a little calmer. But the wind is really showing in the tops of the trees in a case like this. At least that's the plan. What we're left with here in this bit of backwater is really more residual fetch. Just some ripples. Alright, I think we'll do that. And these rocks are pretty close to that boulder, so I'm not going to drop them, the base of them way down. Just a little bit. Just a bit. These rocks, I call them rocks. I mean, they can be whatever they are. They're, you know, essentially I think of it as bedrock that's showing itself above the surface of the water. Or maybe the water's not that deep there and they've broken off, you know, from elsewhere, and maybe they are large boulders just kind of poking out. Now, all of my lines at the bottom here are basically level, equidistant from the bottom of the painting, except here where I've stepped down and here where I've stepped down, up again and down again. But when I come to the edge here, and with this one as well, if I'm going to err with it, I don't want to err in the direction of these lines going a little bit up again. If anything, I want them to come down, because as I mentioned in the last, about the last painting, even if it's only slightly going up, if those lines are only going up slightly to your focal area, it will aid in giving the illusion of distance, of perspective. Okay, I'll come up with some charcoal designs within these rocks, make that more interesting, but for the time being, that's it. Let me square the camera off briefly. So that you can see everything within context. Okay, that's fairly squared off. All right. That is the next of many steps done. See you soon, guys. Hope you have a good weekend.